In the ever-evolving landscape of online shooters, Arc Raiders emerges as a promising new entry in the PvPV extraction shooter genre. Developed by Embark Studios, the creative minds behind the finals, Arc Raiders sets itself apart with a bold science fiction vision, intense robot combat, and high-stakes gameplay that could finally bring extraction shooters into the mainstream spotlight. Set in a devastated future where humanity has been pushed underground by a relentless robotic threat, Arc Raiders thrusts players into high-tension missions on the ruined surface of Earth. The game combines the thrill of scavenging for valuable resources with the pressure of avoiding or battling other players and AI-controlled enemies, all while plotting a strategic escape. In most extraction shooters, players battle other humans, scrappy mercenaries, and ragtag survivors in a dog-eat-dog world. But Arc Raiders takes a different approach. Its signature threat comes in the form of cold, unrelenting robots known as the Arc, a name that gives the game its identity and tone. These mechanical enemies add a distinct twist to the traditional extraction formula. From nimble aerial scouts to deadly floating gunships, each robotic adversary introduces a new layer of challenge. These aren't just bullet sponges, they're intelligently designed machines with varying behavior patterns, forcing players to adapt quickly or suffer the consequences. One of the most compelling elements in Arc Raiders is how central the Arc robots are to the gameplay experience. They're not just filler enemies, they're the heart of the game's tension and identity. Scouts are the most manageable, resembling tiny quadcopters. They can be neutralized with precision shots that knock out their rotors. Wall-mounted sentries lurk in dark hallways, ready to ambush the unprepared. Hunter-killer drones roam the skies, evoking a Terminator-like dread. Explosive spheres detonate in a fiery burst if players get too close. These varied threats create a sense of unease and unpredictability, especially when combined with the ever-present danger of enemy players seeking loot and blood. What truly sets Arc Raiders apart is its expertly balanced PvPvE mechanics. Players must scavenge the surface for essential supplies while constantly looking over their shoulders for robots and other opportunistic players alike. This dual-threat environment forces a tactical mindset. Every decision matters. Do you engage a hostile player, potentially exposing yourself to Arc patrols? Or do you evade, hoping to extract with your loot intact? The game's intense atmosphere encourages emergent gameplay, where no two encounters feel the same. Whether it's a chaotic firefight over a cargo lift or a tense standoff inside a dark corridor, Arc Raiders thrives on suspense and strategy. Survival isn't just about winning fights, it's about knowing how and when to extract. In Arc Raiders, players currently have two primary methods of escaping with their hard-earned loot. Key-locked cargo hatches, the safer extraction option. These require a pre-acquired key to access. If you've come prepared, these quiet exits let you slip away unnoticed. Cargo lifts. These are more commonly used, but far more dangerous. Calling one of these lifts triggers a blaring siren, alerting everyone nearby. This creates a chaotic final stand as players and robots converge on the area, desperate to claim the payload or take you down. Each successful extraction feels like a hard-earned victory. It's not just about surviving combat. It's about outwitting everything the game throws at you. Visually, Arc Raiders impresses with a retro-futuristic art direction that blends gritty realism with sci-fi wonder. Its environments, weather effects, and character designs reinforce the feeling of desperation and survival in a world abandoned to metal monsters. Embark Studios has also layered in rich sound design, from the mechanical whir of enemy drones to the haunting echoes of desolate buildings, which deepens immersion and makes every session feel cinematic. While the extraction shooter genre has traditionally catered to a more niche audience, Arc Raiders is positioned to break into the mainstream. It has the ingredients for broad appeal. A fresh sci-fi setting, challenging yet fair AI enemies, tense PvPV gameplay dynamics, high replayability with unpredictable outcomes, strategic extraction mechanics. For players who found titles like Escape from Tarkov too intimidating or dry, Arc Raiders offers a more accessible but equally thrilling experience. It embraces the best parts of the genre while carving out its own identity. Arc Raiders might just be the extraction shooter that brings the genre into the limelight. With its robotic enemies, strategic gameplay, and striking visuals, it presents a compelling world where survival isn't guaranteed, but the rewards are worth the risk. Arc Raiders doesn't shy away from risk, it's built around it. And yet, the dangers feel worth facing thanks to the game's breathtaking visual design and engaging level traversal. Every map feels meticulously crafted, blending ruined architecture with dynamic terrain that invites vertical movement and tactical play. Whether you're battling on rooftops or scrambling through debris-strewn corridors, each location encourages creativity in combat. One memorable encounter in a shattered research facility had me pinned down by two enemy players while automated Arc drones patrolled outside, spraying gunfire at any movement. After taking out one opponent and finding myself cornered in a vulnerable room, I made a desperate leap from a window, hoping something below might break my fall. It didn't. I hit the ground hard. But that's Arc Raiders. Unpredictable, thrilling, and always immersive. Where games like Escape from Tarkov and Arena Breakout Infinite lean into bleak realism, Arc Raiders strikes a totally different tone. This is a retro sci-fi world full of style and optimism, even in a future where machines have won. The game's aesthetic is a refreshing break from the worn-down, militaristic look that dominates extraction shooters. From its art direction to its character customization, Arc Raiders oozes personality. The backpacks are built with real steel frames for extra weight capacity. The headgear options range from sleek and futuristic to weirdly charming. The weapons look like they came out of a designer's fever dream, unique, bizarre, and unlike anything you've seen before. Even in its darkest moments, there's an undeniable sense of energy and flair that keeps the game feeling alive and hopeful. If there's one area where Arc Raiders stumbles slightly, it's in the weapon feedback and clarity. The arsenal, while visually imaginative, lacks the immediate recognizability that players have come to expect from more grounded shooters. In games like Call of Duty, you know exactly what an M4 or an AK-47 can do just by name. But here, your starting rifle looks like the result of a collaboration between a paintball enthusiast and a vacuum cleaner designer. That quirkiness is part of the game's charm, but it also presents a learning curve. The weapons don't always feel punchy, and it can be difficult to tell whether you're doing real damage, especially against arc enemies. Watching pieces fall off a robot is the only satisfying confirmation you've made a dent, which can be frustrating in heated firefights. The deeper twist to Arc Raiders' gunplay is that not all weapons are effective against both players and robots. The game categorizes weapons by their performance against human targets and arc enemies separately, adding a strategic layer to loadout choices. You might pick a weapon that's excellent for PvP, but nearly useless against arc units, or vice versa. Menu screens give you this information, rating each weapon's arc armor-piercing capability, but it takes trial and error in combat to really internalize what works and what doesn't. It's one thing to read low arc armor penetration on a stat card, and another to be crouched behind cover, unloading clip after clip into a towering robotic killer, praying something gives. Combat isn't just about firepower, it's about how you move, and this is where Arc Raiders shines brightest. Traversal in the game feels fluid and responsive, making it easy and fun to navigate complex environments. You can vault over obstacles with ease, ride ziplines across large spaces, climb most structures, adding vertical tactics to every encounter. Whether you're running from danger or charging into it, the movement system empowers creativity, helping you escape tight situations or gain the upper hand with smart positioning. After spending hours with Arc Raiders closed test, two major impressions stand out. First, the game is shaping up to be one of the most approachable extraction shooters on the market. Its inviting visual style and intuitive movement mechanics make it more accessible than titles like Tarkov, which can overwhelm new players with complexity and gritty realism. Second, Embark Studios is proving to be one of the most exciting developers in the FPS genre. With both Arc Raiders and the finals, they've shown a deep understanding of what makes shooters work and how to push those mechanics forward with creativity and style.